Howdy there, Isaac here. Honestly, I know I should be writing a couple other what ifs, but the story of our scaly protagonist here just got me addicted. Last we left off, the days of Dragon Ball were at an end, and the days of DBZ were set upon our demonic Namekian. How will he change the start of the Saiyan saga? Find out on this episode of What If Tambourine Survived? It had been 5 long years of nothing but training and running a small empire for the Demon Brothers. Tambourine's growth was absolutely nothing to scoff at, especially since he had Yolk to train with, while Piano improved his knowledge and understanding of technology, utilizing what was left of the Pilaf ship and their many gadgets. Yolk, Piano, and Tambourine all decided that stealing money and raiding villages was no longer worth it, especially since there were plenty of bandits that already did that. Thus, Yolk, using his newfound power, began leading the demon mercenaries as a bounty hunting group. They worked alongside the local villages and towns to stop bandits and enemy mercenaries from, raiding the villages they were contracted to protect. Initially, the villages and towns were scared of Yolk and Tambourine, mainly due to the demon logo they had. But slowly, they were seen as peacekeepers and even local folk heroes. These were rather strange times, but they were peaceful, so everyone just kind of shrugged and moved on with their lives. Well, they were peaceful. That is, until one fateful day when a rather quaint and unassuming village was attacked. Yolk was the first to respond, having been in the area anyways. Him seeing a rather strange-looking yellow person there, holding a shiny orange ball in their hand. Yolk, recognizing this must be a Dragon Ball, and that this person clearly wasn't as benevolent as Tambourine, opted to immediately attack. The desert bandit rushed in, attempting to kick the stranger's head clean off, only for his attack to be dodged easily. The yellow creature then grabbed his arm mid-air and slammed Yolk into the ground, delivering a monstrous punch to his stomach. "Huh, you're pretty strong for a human, but not strong enough, huh?" the person said, which reminded Yolk of his first fight with Tambourine, except this time he really was in trouble. The bandit attempted to crawl away, only for the yellow creature to step on his chest, pinning him down. "Nuh-uh-uh, no escaping. Lord Garlic said to leave no survivors." With that, the ki blast was launched point blank at the desert bandit, one which could be felt from quite a ways away. One such person who'd feel this powerful blast was Tambourine, who had been training deep within the forest, however completely dropped this after feeling Yolk's power fading. Luckily, the demon would arrive just in time to save his friend, flying him back to their HQ and leaving him in the care of their medics, but not before Yolk gave him some information that this person was after a Dragon Ball. Tambourine, both angry that his only friend was nearly killed and concerned that the nearby villages could be attacked, quickly rushed over to Piano's workshop. In the 5 years, the demon had improved upon Pilaf's dragon radar, making one much smaller and lighter, which Tambourine grabbed and turned on. Without much explanation, Tambourine flew off towards the moving Dragon Ball, guessing that must be who attacked Yolk. Now, I'm mixing the Dead Zone movie and Garlic Jr. arcs together, simply to make things a little more streamlined. Garlic Jr. had attacked the Lookout, capturing Kami and Popo, whilst sending his minions to gather the Dragon Balls. These being spice, vinegar, salt, and pepper, because salt and pepper sounds way better than salt and mustard. Like in the movie though, the Spice Boys had initially attacked Piccolo and kidnapped Gohan, so Tambourine will be having some backup on the lookout. Before arriving here though, all 3 fighters would see Shenron get summoned, before quickly disappearing, a loud cackle coming from the lookout since Garlic had successfully wished for immortality. Goku, Piccolo, Krillin, and Tambourine would all arrive on the lookout, 3 of which all facing off with Garlic and his goons. Piccolo? Tambourine? Why are you guys here?" Krillin asked, practically freezing up after seeing Tambourine. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm just here to settle a score with these guys," Piccolo scoffed. "Likewise, they dared to mess with the Demon King. Now, they'll pay," Tambourine said, attempting to seem macho and fierce like his younger brother. Well, it worked against Krillin, but Piccolo and Goku kinda just rolled their eyes, knowing this guy had softened during the time skip. "Demon King, huh?" Garlic spoke, rising from his throne. "Well, we'll see about that." The Namekian then ordered his men to attack, and a huge fight broke out on the lookout. Goku rushed in and began fighting Garlic, while Piccolo fought Spice and Vinegar, their fight being pretty even, which only left Salt and Peppa to fight against Tambourine. The demonic Namekian was relieved at first, hoping these two would prove to be good punching bags to vent his anger. However, he soon discovered these two were the weakest of the Spice Boys. Tambourine managed to teleport behind Salt and knocked him out with a single neck chop, before rushing Peppa and beginning to throw fisticuffs with her. Peppa was much stronger, but couldn't land a single punch on the demon, who quickly turned up the heat and knocked her out as well. With nothing better to do, Tambourine watched Piccolo and Goku in their respective fights. Big Green was doing pretty well in his fight, him actually starting to turn the tables against Spice and Vinegar, who Tambourine could sense were stronger than the two he fought. Goku too was doing pretty well in his fight, though Garlic was still in his base form, with the Saiyan slowly starting to realize just how much the Namekian was holding back. Tambourine was just deciding who to help when, out of nowhere, he sensed a huge power level coming straight for the lookout. This ki was about as malevolent as Garlic's, but was far stronger, so much so that Tambourine practically froze up. I mean, Garlic was powerful, but if all of them fought the Namekian, they'd win. But with this new power level, even if all four of them fought this guy, it'd still be a close match. Too close, in fact. Before he knew it, Tambourine felt the interloper fly up above the lookout, and he looked up to see a human, or human-looking person, with long, spiky black hair. "Just what the hell is going on here?" the man yelled. Everyone stopped their respective fights, now finally sensing the enormous power this interloper had. Since you're the only one who looks like a Saiyan here, I'm guessing you're Kakarot," the stranger said, pointing towards Goku. "I guess I caught you in the middle of your conquering of Earth. Alright, get on with it. I'll watch from up here." The stranger crossed his arms and began measuring everyone's power levels. I don't know what a Saiyan is, or who this Kakarot guy is, but I'm not conquering Earth. I'm trying to save it." "What? Are you saying you don't recognize your big brother Raditz? That's a little hurtful. But what's more important is that pathetic power level of yours, and the fact that you haven't conquered this planet. Where's your Saiyan pride and warrior spirit?" Raditz would go on to give us the exposition we got in the anime, with Garlic getting more and more annoyed that his spotlight was being stolen. This was his invasion of Earth, damn it. Why'd this Saiyan have to come and ruin everything? He'd show him. He'd get rid of this Raditz guy in one go. Garlic charged up a giant garlic bomb, firing it right at the Saiyan at the height of his monologuing. Raditz would be thrown back several feet, the blast being powerful enough to blow away the shoulder pad in the process. As the smoke cleared though, everyone would be surprised to see the Saiyan completely unscathed, though Raditz was internally thanking his armor. "That was pretty good. Now let me show you what a real Saiyan can do." Raditz rushed Garlic, kicking him around the lookout, before finally blasting the Namekian with the Saturday crash, ending him without much effort. Satisfied that he had shown everyone who the top dog was, the Saiyan turned his attention to Goku, attempting to recruit him once more. Spice and Vinegar, angry about their master's easy defeat, charged Raditz, attempting to entrap him with their energy web, though the Saiyan easily broke out of it, delivering a double elbow to their backs, knocking them out of the battle completely. Piccolo, using this distraction to his benefit, would fall back a few yards and begin charging up a special beam cannon. After being attacked for the second time in a row, and with Goku refusing to annihilate the Earth, Raditz would claim he's had enough and immediately go to knock out his brother. Luckily, Goku was able to dodge this initial attack, which somewhat impressed Raditz. However, once the Saiyan started giving Goku all the smoke, he soon fell. Krillin would attempt to rush to his aid, only for Raditz to deliver a neck-shattering roundhouse kick that ended that fight completely. Tambourine, having had enough of evil people for today, would begin thinking up a game plan. The only move he had that could finish Raditz was his Marengeki, where he poured ki into his hand and used it to impale his enemies. The only problem was it took a few seconds to charge, and if he tried assaulting Raditz first, like he usually would, he'd easily get overwhelmed. So Goku was being stepped on by Raditz, Piccolo was charging up an attack that could potentially be dodged, and Tambourine wouldn't be able to land an attack either. It seemed all hope was lost. That wasn't until Garlic showed back up. It had taken a while, but Garlic had managed to regenerate and was now in his second form. If you thought he was angry before, well, he was absolutely livid now. The namekian side-blinded Raditz, delivering punch after punch to the Saiyan's gut, which actually hurt him. After getting over the initial pain of Garlic's attack though, Raditz managed to recover and quickly regained the upper hand, beginning to beat Garlic back into submission. Tambourine, knowing this was his only moment to finish off the Saiyan, quickly rushed in and began hitting Raditz in weak spots like his joints, charging up ki in his left hand. Raditz, now having to keep up with two people, began getting a little bit overwhelmed, to the point where he didn't even notice Tambourine's hand glowing orange until it was too late. The demonic Namekian thrust forward with everything he had, though Raditz was just barely able to dodge this, Tambourine's hand cutting into his right side though. Now they had done it. Now Raditz was really pissed. Not only that, but now he was in fear for his life. Ugh! Look what you did, you damn earthling! Raditz launched a double sundae at both Garlic and Tambourine, though due to his panic, it wasn't nearly as lethal as it should have been. The two would be thrown back, with Tambourine being pretty much down for the count, while Garlic slowly regenerated himself. Raditz, though, quickly rushed in and began beating Garlic down. Why won't you just die? Raditz yelled, blasting Garlic over and over again. Immortality! I can't die, you fool! The Dragon Balls gave me a power that no matter how strong you get, you would never possess. The Dragon Balls? No, that didn't matter right now. They could deal with that later. For now, Raditz should just grab Kakarot and leave this planet while he still could. But before that, he could at least finish off all the unconscious enemies. Raditz pointed a hand towards Tambourine, charging up a ki blast. Before he could launch it though, Goku jumped up behind him, putting the Saiyan into a full Nelson, yelling out to Piccolo to finish it. With great mirth, Piccolo launched the special beam cannon at Goku and Raditz. However, due to Gohan never hitting him like a rocket, and him being overall a little less injured, the Saiyan would manage to slip out of Goku's hold just in time. The beam hitting his shoulder, immobilizing his arm, but leaving him alive in the end. Goku, on the other hand, well, he would die then and there, while Raditz clutched his arm and yelled out in pain. You damn slug! Raditz looked towards Garlic, who was nearly done regenerating, then back to Piccolo, who was basically at full power. How? How could these mere earthlings beat him? Damn that Kakarot. If it wasn't for him, he would have been able to dodge that last attack. At least he died. Now Raditz had to focus on not meeting the same fate. He'd retreat for now, go get Nappa and Vegeta, and have his revenge on this backwater planet. However, just as he called his space pod to the lookout, Raditz's scouter would ping a huge power level, and I mean huge. Everyone looked to see Gohan, angry that his father died for nothing. Angry that this guy was bullying his father and everyone else here in the first place. And especially angry that he was too scared to do anything before. If Gohan had a rage boost when seeing his father being stepped on, seeing his father die would give him an absolute fury boost. Gohan flew at his uncle like a heat-seeking missile, all the while Raditz attempting to fly away, only to be hit square in the back, a loud crack sounding out. Raditz fell to the floor, groaning in pain, and hardly able to move. Piccolo, seeing his moment to shine once more, ran over to Raditz, pointing a finger right at his face and charging a ki blast. A real Saiyan warrior, huh? Glad to know they can easily be beaten by a toddler. Don't worry though, I won't let you live with that shame. Piccolo taunted, right as a scaly green hand grabbed his wrist. Don't, brother.
He's already down and out. He can't hurt anyone anymore.
Piccolo would be absolutely disgusted that his brother, the apparent Demon King, was telling him to spare someone. Where was this mercy coming from? They were supposed to be cold-blooded demons, no less evil than this Saiyan right here. Piccolo would shake his brother off, only for Kami to chime in.
It's true, Piccolo. Look at him. He can't even walk anymore. Besides, he might be able to tell us more about these Saiyans he keeps going on about.
Oh, fine. Have it your way, Piccolo said, glaring towards Kami. But if he ends up killing you too, I'll kill you myself in hell. While Kami and an exhausted Tambourine grabbed Raditz and dragged him away from where he could harm anyone else, Piccolo would steal Gohan, and that goes like it does in the anime. Whilst Popo went off to get Senzus, and Bulma and the other Z-Fighters landed on the lookout, Raditz would begin to talk. He'd say they would regret letting him live, basically spilling the beans about his scouter and the other two Saiyans and blah 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 blah. Tambourine, not willing to take any more chances, would grab Raditz's scouter and switch it off, much to the Saiyans' annoyance. With the other Z-Fighters being there and the apparent threat of two far more powerful Saiyans, Garlic dared not make any moves. Besides, if he could use these Earthlings to defeat the Saiyans, then he could rule not only the Earth, but perhaps the whole universe.
As much as I hate to say it, we'll all have to train together to defeat these Saiyans,
Tambourine said, looking at Garlic in particular.
I'll go after my brother and return with him and the kid. And then...
Tambourine looked not only at Garlic, but also Tien.
Then we can finish what we started. Got that?
Garlic gave the Namekian a toothy grin.
Of course. How could I possibly rule the Earth when two Saiyans threaten to destroy it? Besides, if we train, I'll get to be Tambourine, the Demon King, every single day.
Tambourine ignored the clearly baiting insult and flew off to confront Piccolo. And thus, the Vegeta saga started. But that is where we're going to be leaving things for today. So what did you think of this rather villain-filled start to the Saiyan saga? What do you think of the shaky alliance between Garlic and the Z-Fighters? Will Tambourine be able to convince Piccolo to train on the lookout? Will he even have an impact on the Vegeta saga at all? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you to everyone who's made it this far and continues to watch my videos. You guys have a good night or day wherever you are. Until next time, bye bye!